This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube. Now, live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, Michigan. Lovely city. This is Sports Final, where all good sporty balls grow to be famous. And as always, our show is presented to you by the L2C Media Network. And now, straight from his debut as Queen Elizabeth in, well, I can't say the name. That was a bad joke anyway. Here's Steve. Hello. Fire the cat. No. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It is your friend and mine, Steve the Baxman Baxley, and we have got a fun, thrilled little show for you. And to prove it, folks, we'll have part 2 of Alien Alamo to read to you. That's right, we're going to do that. And by the way, just to bring the point across, look what came in the mail today. As you know, I am Comicsgate, love independent comics, and today, there you go. I got the Abductors, and if that's not enough, got a little toy to make. There you go on that side, and we also got, that's right, folks, Reticulous, all from the good folk, Michael Derrick and the great folks over at Cauldron Comics. So there you go, folks. It's going to be it's going to be fun, folks. It's going to be fun, exciting. Hey, let's get on with it. Let's give you some scores, and we're going to do a test run with our download of OBS Studios. We're going to make sure it all works. It should. Anyway, let's get going with the basketball segment. That's right, kids. And let's get going with it. We got 2 games that are still going on as we speak. So here we go. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the third quarter. It is the Golden State Warriors over the Dallas Mavericks, 89-71. If that's not enough to wet your whistle, and we know your whistles need wetting, 4:25 left to play in the third quarter. It is Portland Trailblazers 77, Minnesota Timberwolves 70. Let's go for some final scores. The Toronto Raptors beat the hapless, I'd call them hapless, Charlotte Hornets by a score of 125-113. Speaking of hapless, the Detroit Pistons dropped a sad one to the Denver Nuggets, 110-105. Clippers beat the Washington Wizards by 116-115 in a nice wild comeback. Philadelphia 76ers over the New Orleans Pelicans, 117-107. The LA Lakers, trying to remain relevant, beat up on the Brooklyn Nets, 106-96. Boston Celtics over the Sacramento, wishes they were back in Seattle, Kings, 128-75. And just a moment here, there we go. 125-75. And finally, the San Antonio Spurs defeated the Houston Rockets, 134-104. That is your look at the NBA. But we're not done yet. No, sir. We have more more sports action for you to shake a lunatic fringe at. And right now we're going to the college, which means it's time for the women's college basketball scoreboard. That's right, Baboom. Let's find the there we go. And folks, you won't believe this. There's only one solitary game to report on. And here we go. There. So here we go. The 23rd ranked Iowa Hawkeyes defeated Penn State by a score of 107-79. 20th ranked Notre Dame and Virginia, they were postponed due to the vid, also known as COVID, also known as Omicron. Sounds like a villain you might see on the woke Marvel Woken universe. I'm Omicron and I will do a slap fight with Daredevil. There you go. Okay. Zoot. Let's get you over to the men. Sure enough, the men have a full scoreboard. Wah. Let's all make it even. You do realize we're nearing the end of the season, and the bracketologists are making their predictions. Ooh, yes, indeed. Right now, we got one game that is halfway out of the half. 5:26 remaining in the first half. It is number 7 UCLA over number 3 Arizona, 29-20. Final score is top-ranked Auburn by 1 over Missouri, 55-54. Fourth-ranked Baylor, a 74-49 victor over Kansas State. Ninth-ranked Duke, get back over there. Ninth-ranked Duke, 71-69. Thank you. Winner over Clemson. Heartbreaking loss for the Michigan State Spartans, 10th ranked. They'll be dropping in the polls. 24th ranked Illinois beat 10th ranked Michigan State, 56-55. 12th ranked Kentucky over Mississippi State in overtime, 82-74. 14th ranked Villanova over DePaul, 67-43, and 20th ranked UConn over Georgetown, 96-73. That's right. If you think we're done with basketball, nope. We just got one more league to touch on, and that just happens to be the G League. That's right. Here we go. The G League. Kumbaya, baby. Kumbaya. It's the G League for me and my girl. My girl's a wolf. And when I make love to her, she howls. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, I made my own joke there. All right, let's get going. Fort Wayne Mad Ants over the Maine Celtics by 130-129. College Park Skyhawks over Long Island Nets, 105-102. Texas Legends beat up the Iowa Wolves, 135-118. Windy City Bulls over the Lakeland Magic, 98-88. The Rio Grande Valley Vipers, they belted the Santa Cruz Warriors, 134-110. And with 5:50 left to play in the final quarter, or as they like to call it, regulation time, the Agua Caliente Clippers are leading the Sioux Falls Skyforce 117-83. We. I used to remember the G League had their games on YouTube, and so did the WNBA. Wonder whatever happened to that deal. Anyway, there we go. Alrighty, folk, here we go. One day at a time, we'll get this right. Okay, let's go from the hardwood to the synthetic hard ice, or the hard synthetic ice, or somewhere in that. By the way, our scoreboard is presented to you by the fun folks over at Caesars Sportsbook. Remember, Cleopatra is played by actress Halle Berry. And we're all Caesars. With that, let us begin. We got two hockey games already entering the second intermission. The Vancouver Canucks lead the Edmonton Oilers 2-0. And the Nashville Predators lead the Seattle Kraken 3-2. Final scores, and the are back. Pittsburgh Penguins over the fun-loving Arizona Gypsy Coyotes 6-3. Letang for Pittsburgh, 2 goals. Sid the Kid. Crosby for Pittsburgh, 1 goal, 1 assist. And to complete the three-peat, it's Rust for Pittsburgh, 1 goal, 2 assists. Ottawa Senators blank the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, blank is in numerical, 5-0. And as for Ottawa, 3 goals. Murray for Ottawa, 32 saves. And Stutzel for Ottawa, 1 assist. Dallas Stars starred up on the New Jersey Devils, 5-1. Pavlevsky for Dallas, 2 goals, 2 assists. Hintz for Dallas, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Suter for Dallas was so good they didn't put his stats on the sheet. Carolina Hurricanes over the Golden Knights of Vegas, 4-3 in overtime. Ow! For Carolina, 2 goals. Niederreiter for Carolina, 1 goal, and Svechnikov for Carolina, 2 assists. New York Islanders over the Philadelphia Flyers, 4-3. Paris for New York, 1 goal, 1 assist. Barzal for New York, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Yandel for Philadelphia was so good, they also didn't give us the listing on how he did. Florida Panthers, they grounded the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 5-3. Marchment for Florida, 2 goals, 1 assist. Perfetti for Winnipeg, 2 assists. And Lindell got a MyPillow for 1 goal and 1 assist. And that is the NHL scoreboard. But right now, we go to where the fun really begins, and that is women's hockey. That's right. Time for us to give you the women's Division I hockey games, if any. And if we can do this right. Boom. 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 Oh, yeah. It's spinning around. You leave me right round, spinning right round. Like an antelope. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Guys, come on. Give me the scores. Thank you. All right. Ooh, not bad of a list tonight. In the ECAC, Cornell beat number 10 Clarkson 4-0. Brown beat Union 2-1. And the 8th-ranked Yale defeated Rensselaer 3-0. In Hockey East, Boston College over Providence 4-2. Connecticut over New Hampshire 2-0. Let's take a look at how the men did this day, if there were games, and there was. In the ECAC, Rensselaer over Rensselaer over Harvard 2-0. In Hockey East, 9th-ranked Massachusetts let's read that again. Boston University over 9th-ranked Massachusetts 6-4. And 19th-ranked Merrimack over Connecticut. I blooped that one again. It's Connecticut over 19th-ranked Merrimack 3-2. Final score. There you go. And now for the fun part, we go from the college to the mini pro, otherwise known as the minors. And what minors we have, folks, as in scores. The minor league of hockey. There are only 2 games scheduled. And if we can get them, thank you. All right, 2 games scheduled. It was Hershey Bears over the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins 6-2. And the Utica Comets beat up the Providence Bruins 4-0. Let's go now to the Big O for the Ontario Hockey League. And yes, I did it again. I forgot. Hockey Canada theme done by Kazoo because we can get away with it. Speaking of get away with it, we had 4 games going on. Actually, 3 games. Sarnia and Kitchener were postponed due to the COVID. So, final in a shootout, Niagara over North Bay 3-2. Barrie over Sudbury 9-1. And Mississauga over Peterborough 4-1. That is the OHL scores. That's right. I said the OHL scores. So, how about more or less? We go. That's right. Let us go to the minor leagues. That's right, kiddies. Boom. Here we go. Bum, 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 Okay, let's go to the CHL. You got to have some games going on today. Here we go. Boot. Boom. There we go. Oops. Oh, here we go. Oh. Here we go. Let's go to the skull. Here we go. Are we still in the? Yeah, we are in the. You gotta be crazy. Let's get the upcoming schedule. Oh, here we go. Let's okay. Wednesday they'll be back. Yes. Yes, they'll be back on Wednesday. Goody. So let's get going now with the Southern Professional League, or the Spiel, as it's called. Yes, we do have a Spiel here. Bijanvu. And yeah, we had some good games as well in the Spiel. There's only one. The Peoria Rivermen beat the Evansville Thunderbolts 5-2. And we now go from the Spiel to the FIPL, the Federal Professional Hockey League. The Federal Prospects Hockey League, or the FIPL. Let's give you that and give you hi there. Boom. Game don't come back till Thursday, so we got 2 more days to sort of lay low. So the FIPL lays low for 2 more days, and that is your hockey experience right there. It's 54 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. Let us tell you what is coming up tonight on Recato Law. That's right. Tonight, Alex Jones pleads the fifth. Let's try again. Tonight on Lost Plane Interwebs with Nick Recato, the humble Minnesota attorney that Law and Order is trying to silence. The Law and Order Network, that is, owned by Dan Abrams, who also has a show on News Nation called Dan Abrams Live. Please watch at 7. That's Eastern time. Thank you. Anyway, Nick tonight will be talking about Alex Jones pleading the fifth and other spectacular news. So please join us and embrace the fact that we're all here. And we all love what we do. Oh, Anyway, let's get back to whatever it is we do here. Jeez, come on, somebody is not pushing the button. I'm pushing the button. That's right. So, let's get back to what we love to do, and it is here. We've done it. We've done all the NBA and all that. Now, let's get you some news as we go detailing through the headlines. And here we go. I'm going to do this in my country voice. So here we go. Good evening, everybody, and this is your NFL report. My name's Cletus Throckmorton, and here we go. Sean Payton might not be the only. Hours before the longtime Saints coach officially announced he is stepping away from New Orleans on the job, Buccaneers quarterback Tommy Buccaneer issued a thank you to his fans and teammates via Instagram Tuesday, reflecting on his 22nd and potentially final season in the NFL. Said Mr. Brady, quote, I understand that at this stage in my career, there is going to, no, let's do this properly, boys. Quote, I understand that at this age in my career, there's going to be interest in my future. Whenever season ends. But this week, all that is on my mind is the gratitude I have for this team and the fans that have supported us all year long. This year has been incredibly rewarding personally and professionally, and I am appreciative of everyone who's worked their ass off to help our team achieve so much. And I like to thank the asses that they worked off of for their help as well, including my ass Bessie, who's the best ass I've ever had since I was born. Bessie, what do you got to say? Oh, I'm sorry, but Bessie just did a sheep. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good impression there, Bessie. What else you got to say? I'm the president. Really now. I always want to win. I think that's pretty apparent by now, but that doesn't mean I equate losing to failure, especially when you go out fighting the way we did. And when did I go from being a country voice to being the voice of Pepperidge Farm remembers? There's so much to appreciate in a season like this when you're surrounded by a team that believes in each other and plays for the people standing on either side of the team. I'll spare you the man of the arena quote, but that feeling is something that I promise I'll never take for granted. To everyone that was a part of it this year, thank you. I love you all. And remember, Tommy Buccaneer remembers. Brady's comments come a day after he spoke on his Let's Go podcast, citing his family as a reason he might retire before the 2022 season. While the reigning Super Bowl MVP is under contract with Tampa Bay through 2022, let their NFL insider Jason Le Confora from CBS reported that some Buccaneer teammates were unsure going into the team's divisional round game against the Rams if Brady would hang it up after the postseason. Asked immediately after the Bucs lost about his plans for next season, Brady was non-committal, saying he hadn't contemplated his options. His wife Giselle contemplated her options. I wish we could do the joke, but we're on the air till 12:30. He better have a nice big ass diamond ring for her. Anyway, let's let's keep this let's keep this love going now, shall we? Yes, we shall. Because if we don't, we just gonna cry. That's right. Let's get back to the reasons that we're doing this. And I'm doing this all in a southern accent. Yes, friends, thank you, and buonasera. And here we go. We were speaking about Sean Payton and his leaving after many years as the coach of the New Orleans Saints. Well, he informed the New Orleans Saints that he is stepping away as head coach. Insider of the NFL for CBS Sports, Jason LaConfora reported. LaConfora added that it is not a retirement per se, but rather a break and that a return to the NFL at some point is possible. The Saints coach since 2006, Payton compiled a 152-89 regular season record and a 9-8 postseason record. In 2009, Payton led New Orleans to the franchise's first Super Bowl title, a 31-17 win over the Indianapolis Colts, a season after, I do believe it's Hurricane Katarina. And hi there, Dandelion Fluff. How you doing, darling? How's everything? Now, Saints owner Gail Benson recently acknowledged that she was not sure whether or not Payton, who has 3 years remaining on his contract, would continue to coach New Orleans in 2022. Geez, we're going backwards now. That's right. Payton had been the NFL's second longest tenured coach, behind only the Patriots coach Bill Belichick, who's been their coach since birth. He's currently tied with Seattle coach Pete Carroll for the 21st in NFL history in regular season wins. Payton's 6.31 regular season winning percentage is tied for the 22nd highest mark in league annals. His 9 playoff wins matches the mark of Hall of Fame coaches Vince Lombardi, John Madden, Paul Brown, and Tom Flores. Yes, I am sounding very southern this evening. I'm giving one of my voices a wake out. Now, founded in 1967, the Saints had just 5 playoff appearances until Payton arrived in New Orleans in 2006. During his time with the franchise, New Orleans made the playoffs 9 times. That included 3 trips to the NFC Championship game. The Saints also won 4 NFC South Division titles. That included 4 straight from 2017 to 2020. I wonder if I could take Granny to the cement pond over there. Now, the high point during Payton's time in New Orleans was the Saints' surprising run to the NFC Championship game in 2006 and the franchise's victory in the Super Bowl. In that game, Payton notoriously called for the earliest attempted onside kick in Super Bowl history at the start of the second half. The Saints recovered the onside kick and proceeded to outscore the Colts 21-7 in the second half. Payton's low point as Saints coach included his 1-year suspension from coaching in 2012 for his role in the team's Bountygate scandal during the 2009 season. More recently, Payton's team suffered 4 consecutive home playoff losses that included the team's controversial OT loss to the Rams in the 2018 NFC Championship game. But there in a moment, Bessie. That's my pig, Bessie. Me and my cousin Floyd and my grandparents and me ma and my sister-daughter, we all play football with her. She's the football. Yes. Current Saints defensive coordinator Dennis Allen is reportedly expected to be a top candidate to replace Payton. The Saints likely will try to interview some of the league's top available candidates that include current Cowboy defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, Bucs offensive coordinator Brian Leftwich. I wonder if he's got a cousin named Turkey Sandwich. And Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. And you know what they say, Bieniemy is by friend. Bieniemy is by friend. Whoever replaces Payton as a Saints coach, will oversee a roster that is projected to be roughly $74 million over the salary cap when the new league year begins on March 16th. While starting running back Alvin Kamara is under contract, the Saints have several pending free agents on their roster that include safety Marcus Williams, left tackle Teron Armstead. The Saints also have questions at quarterback as Trevor Seaman, Taysom Hill, and Ian Book each saw time under center last season following Jameis Winston's season-ending injury. Ooh-wee. It's going to be a fun off-season, don't you know that? Yes, it is. I'm Cletus, and that's your football report. Wahoo. All right. Let's keep going with this, and we'll update you on the two hockey games that are still going on as we continue on with this fun-filled fiesta. Andy Reid knows exactly what Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills went through Sunday night, not having the opportunity to get the ball in overtime as the opponent marched down the field and advanced to the next round of the playoffs. Kansas City Chiefs were victim of the sudden death overtime rule in 2019's AFC Championship game, a loss which Patrick Mahomes never touched the ball as Tom Brady and the Patriots marched down the field and scored on the initial possession of the extra period. The Chiefs were, of course, on the opposite end of the spectrum Sunday night, making sure the Bills never received the ball in overtime as they won 42-36 to advance to the AFC Championship game. Buffalo downplayed the overtime rules, yet Reid had his say on the league, acting on the controversial overtime period less than 24 hours later. Reid and the Chiefs once tried to change the overtime rule 3 years ago, but to no avail. Maybe this time they'll get it. Quote, I'm glad we didn't change them as of last night. I had a chance to talk to Sean afterward, and that's, I'm sure, something they're going to have to look at again, too. And I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's a hard thing. It was great for us last night, but it is great for the game, which is the most important thing that we should be looking out for. To make things equal, it probably needs to be able to hit both offensive and defenses. End quote. Now, Chiefs actually did try to change the overtime rule in 2019, giving both teams the opportunity to have the ball regardless of the team that won the coin toss scored on its initial possession. The full proposal is this. Allow both teams the opportunity to possess the ball at least one time in overtime, even if the first team to possess the ball in overtime scores a touchdown. Eliminate overtime for the preseason, and eliminate overtime coin losses so that the winner of the initial coin toss to begin the game may choose whether to kick or receive or which goal to defend. The proposal was not adopted and wasn't even taken to a vote. 24 of 32 owners would have had to vote yes for an overtime rule to be changed. I say, look at the way college football does overtime. They know what they're doing. Come on, pro football, get with the times. Equal play. That's what we're saying. Equal play. Bad. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Bucks offered $200,000 for mental health treatments. Wow. We'll read that, then we'll go back to hockey, and then we'll hit the media, and then we'll hit our worldwide uniform. The fallout between star wide receiver Antonio Brown, the Tampa Bay Bucks, isn't over yet. On Tuesday night, the recently released receiver, will appear on HBO's Real Sports, where Brian Gumbel discusses his issues with the Bucks and his mental health. In a short video clip shared by ESPN's Adam Schefter, Brown admitted taking Toradol shots from the Bucks medical staff to alleviate some of the pain he was experiencing with his ankle injury. But that also made him unaware of the damage he was actually doing to his ankle. In the clip, Brown also claimed that the Bucks offered him $200,000 to step away from football and commit himself to a mental health facility. The offer was Antonio would basically sit on the sidelines, go on some list, and commit himself some form of intensive mental health treatment. And we were specifically told in writing by the general manager twice, don't spin this any other way, Brown's lawyer Sean Burston explained. End quote. Brown's mental health again became the subject of debate when the receiver left the Bucks matchup against the Jets in an interesting way. He took off his shoulder pads, his jersey, and ran across the end zone, exciting the fans on his way to the locker room. In the middle of the game, his lawyer said that questioning Brown's mental health in this situation is resentful and a disservice to those who are actually dealing with mental health challenges. When Brown was asked by Gumble if he needed mental health, he responded saying he had mental wealth. In other recent interviews, Brown has addressed his mental health, saying that it's not an issue. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's hello there. Let's get over to the NHL and get you updated on the two games that are still going on as we sprechen sie Huha. And here we go. Right now, we are in the third period, still early. Oh, correction. This is how fast we are. About 9 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in regulation. The Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers are tied at 2. 9 minutes and about 17 seconds left in regulation. And the Nashville Predators lead the Seattle Kraken 3-2. Yay! Let's give you the rest of the scores for those of you who missed out. Penguins over Coyotes 6-3. Senators over the Sabres 5-0. Stars over the Devils 5-1. Hurricanes over the Golden Knights of Vegas in overtime 4-3. Islanders over the Flyers 4-3. And the Panthers, the Jets 5-3. Huzzah! Oi! Huzzah! And there's your hockey scoreboard right there. Let's go from the... Thank you, boys. Okay, come on. There we go. Let's go from there to the NBA, and we'll give you a update on the two NBA scores before we hit the media and the worldwide sports line. Right now, 43 seconds remaining. The Warriors look like they're about ready to tie up the Mavericks. They lead right now by a score of 130-92, and with 4:26 remaining, also in the fourth, the Timberwolves of Minnesota lead the Trailblazers of Portland 102-95. And I got to say, wow, that was a sneeze. I moved the microphone. There you go. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Anyway, there we go. Okay. There you go, folks. We are cooking. We're cooking like Magellan. Gellan. Yes, man. Okay, let's get you a little... thanks for a hockey update. Off to bed. Good night. Good night, Dandelion. Mwah. Good night, Dandelion. Sleep well. Ugh. Thank you. Thank you. It's not often I get blessed. Ugh. All right, let's get you with a little media. And the big news, hell, the only big news that we can give you is that the USFL is coming back. Yay! The formerly known as the Summer League, the USFL, in a very rare move, Fox and NBC are partnering to simulcast the first game of the new USFL season on Saturday, April 16th. The league is partially owned by Fox and has a deal with both Fox and NBC games. According to the Sports Business Journal's John Aron, the networks will share production duties. Yes, that was a big sneeze. If it was any bigger, I'd be in Toledo by now. Two competing TV networks, Fox and NBC, will simulcast the USFL's first game on April 16th. The networks say that this game will mark the first scheduled competition to air on competing broadcast networks since Super Bowl I, which was 55 years ago. In 2007, CBS, NBC, and the NFL Network all carried the season-ending Patriots-Giants game, but the decision to simulcast that game came just days before kickoff. This Saturday night primetime game between the New Jersey Generals and Birmingham Stallions will be played at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, airing at 7:30 p.m. NBC Sports will produce the pregame, halftime, and postgame shows, while Fox Sports will handle the game coverage. Now, as for the why, it's pretty simple. Both networks are invested in the league succeeding. Plus, Fox has an ownership stake. So letting NBC in on the big first night is still directly helpful to them. It's clearly a move designed to raise the event feel of the game. As we've seen with various attempts at a spring professional football league, they're going to need all the help they can get. Bringing back the USFL brand name is a step, of course, but being able to take over two broadcast networks simultaneously for a few hours in April is another big win in terms of production. Obviously, the product will still have to deliver and hook enough fans who want year-round football games to make the league sustainable, especially considering the XFL is planning in another go in 2023, but it's hard to ask for a more visible launch platform. This is true. Okay, and oh wow, I didn't even know this. They almost didn't have dancers for the halftime show for the Super Bowl. That's right. As after it was revealed that many dancers for this year's Super Bowl halftime show would be unpaid, it now comes out that an agreement has been reached with the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists and producers of the show to make sure pro dancers are paid for their work. Yay. In a report from Deadline, the agreement was reached after open and frank discussions, but non-professional dancers who are taking part will continue to be unpaid. That's not right. All dancers should be paid. Now, the fallout began last week when professional dancer and actress Taja Riley revealed on Instagram that producers were looking for volunteers with a focus on African-American dancers to perform in the halftime show, which will be headlined by Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. On top of being responsible for their own transportation, get this, the dancers will undergo 8 days of rehearsals, totaling 62 hours, along with a 9 a.m. call time on game day. Now, there could be an argument that working an event seen by over 100 million people is, in essence, getting paid in exposure. Headline performers usually aren't paid either, and the NFL at one point even asked to be paid by the performers. That being said, it's a 20-minute infomercial for them as they're able to showcase their music to lots of people. Record sales jump typically as a result, and most performers time a new album and or tour along with performing in the halftime show. Needless to say, getting paid in exposure actually results in making lots of actual money for the headliners. For the dancers, however, it may be a nice line on a resume, but no producer is going to be watching and point out a random dancer to say, I need that person for my next project. With so many people, they're going to essentially be like faceless extras in movies, but extras get paid as they collaborate to put out a performance during the Super Bowl. Maybe this sets a precedent for future halftime shows and future performers get paid for their time. I hope so. And I hope the unpaid professionals get paid. That's right. That's right. You heard me. I'm glad somebody did. All right. Do we have any other? Oh, yes, we do. We must do this. And here we go. While the UFC is let's try again. While the UFC is ESPN's primary MMA promotion, the network also has a less well-known relationship with the Professional Fighters League, giving the tournament a broadcast partner on both digital and linear platforms. That relationship will be continuing in 2022. On Tuesday, the PFL announced a new deal with ESPN, which includes events on ESPN's linear network and simulcast on ESPN+. That's right. Under the deal, the entire 2022 PFL playoffs and a majority of regular season events will be televised on ESPN as well as simulcast on ESPN Plus, with additional event coverage broadcast on ESPN2. In addition to live events, ESPN platforms will bring fight fans pre- and post-event coverage as well as exclusive PFL content. The agreement begins with the telecast of the 2022 PFL regular season kickoff event on April 20th, with specific details on scheduling and programming to be announced in the coming week. This was a logical move for the PFL. Prior to its ESPN deal, PFL aired on NBC platforms for a season. ESPN gives the PFL the best of multiple worlds with significant reach on their linear networks and sustained placement on ESPN Plus. ESPN's relationship with the UFC probably also gives the PFL the opportunity to draw in some of those fans and grow their audience with people who are actually MMA fans. I did not know that. Did you? Also, the NFL Network is set to air a special on innovation and player safety, including a focus on helmets, turf testing, and injury prevention, if you would. And we don't need Geico Insurance to cloud our minds here. All right. We got one more thing to do, and that is we got to give you the results. And, well, the National Baseball Hall of Fame has added a new member to its incoming 2022 class on Tuesday evening, and it's only a single digit. That's right. The announcement that former Boston Red Sox designated hitter, home run slam dancer, and Fox Sports baseball analyst David Ortiz has earned induction through the Baseball Writers Association of America's voting tally. Ortiz was the only member of the class to surpass the 75% threshold required for entrance on the BBWAA ballot. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling, and Sammy Sosa, all in their 10th and final year on the writers' ballot, failed to hit the 75% mark. Ortiz batted .286, .380, .552, with 541 home runs and 10 All-Star Game appearances over the course of his 20-season career. Will join a group of 6 others in the 2022 Baseball Hall of Fame class. The rest of the class is made up exclusively of Veterans Committee selections: Buck O'Neil, Bud Fowler, Jim Cott, Tony Oliva, Gil Hodges, and Minnie Minoso. The 2022 Hall of Fame induction ceremony is scheduled for Sunday, July 4th. Ortiz has spent time with the Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins organizations, didn't ascend into his now recognizable Big Papi form till he joined the Red Sox in his late 20s. In parts of 6 seasons prior to landing in Boston, he hit .266, .348, and .461 with 58 home runs. Ortiz's late career surge saw him launch 483 home runs after beginning his age 27th season. That is the 5th most all-time. The only player to homer more times afterwards are Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Henry Aaron, and Rafael Palmeiro. So not bad at all. Okay, and I'm hoping, now we all know Alan Trammell's in, but let's get Sweet Lou Whitaker in. A friend of mine, Matthew Nichols' father, Jerry Nichols, gave us an idea, us being me, gave us an idea. Okay. He had an idea. Everyone who is watching me or listening in at this moment, if you love baseball and you love tradition, you remember the 1-2 punch that the Detroit Tigers had, the second baseman and shortstop dynamic duo, the Batman and Robin of Tiger baseball, Alan Trammell and Sweet Lou Whitaker. Well, he proposed, and I agree. Let's get Sweet Lou in the Hall of Fame. And tomorrow I will institute a hashtag. I'll show it to you. And we'll start a campaign to get Sweet Lou Whitaker in the Hall of Fame. Hashtag Sweet Lou 2023 Hoff. Sweet Lou 2023 Hall of Fame. That's just a temporary thing. We'll have the official mark coming up on tomorrow's program. We mean it. We want to see this hashtag go global. If you are a baseball fan, if you are a Tiger fan, if you're a fan of Sweet Lou and Allen, you will give the hashtag that we will give you officially tomorrow a buzz, and let's create some buzz. We want to see Sweet Lou Whitaker go in the Hall of Fame. And that means going to the going through the Veterans Committee. Let's do it. Veterans Committee, bring Sweet Lou to Cooperstown. Hey, there you go. There you go. Hashtag Sweet Lou to Cooperstown. That is official. Do we have anything to? Man, you think we'd have something here? It'll be around here. I'll post it up on my Twitter page. But we want Sweet Lou to Cooperstown. Okay, we are nearing that time where we must rush. And we do so right now. Let's get you up to date on all the action that was in, we like to call, soccer. In Scottish Premiership action, St. Mirren defeated Aberdeen 1-0. In Championship soccer action, Birmingham City and Peterborough United tied at 2. Coventry City over Stoke City 1-0. Luton Town over Bristol City 2-1. Nottingham Forest defeated Barnsley 3-0. Queen's Park Rangers and Swansea City Goose Eggs. African Cup of Nations round of 16, Senegal over Cape Verde 2-0. Morocco over Malawi 2-1 in the EFL Trophy. Hartlepool United, Carlton Athletic tied at 2, but Hartlepool won 5-4 in penalty kicks. Rotherham United and Cambridge United tied at 1. Rotherham United won 7-6 on penalty kicks. Wigan Athletic over Arsenal 1-0. Sutton United over Harrogate Town 1-0. And we're going to make several little gem bags here. Sirmu Premier, Cardiff over Barrytown 2-0. Flint Town over Connasquay in a tie, 1-up. In Irish Premiership action, it was Carrick Rangers over Ballymena United 3-0. Cliftonville and Linfield tied at 2. Glenavon over Dunnigan Swifts 3-1. Glentoran over Coleraine 2-1. Crusaders over Portadown 1-0. Larne over Warren Point Town 3-0. Australian A-League action, Melbourne over and Sydney ended in a 2-2 tie. And in Belgium First Division A soccer was Royal Antwerp and Sint-Truidens tied at 1. Ghent and Oostende tied at 1. And Charleroi and Kortrijk also tied at 1. And we are at our final segment, and just in time because we're at the 12:30 mark in our broadcast, so boom. Let's get it going, group. In EuroLeague basketball, Maccabi Tel Aviv over Alba Berlin 87-78. Real Madrid over Unix Kazan 85-68. And Bayern over Lyon Villeurbanne 77-68. In the Euro Cup, it was Turk Telecom over Partizan 85-71. Ulm over Virtus Bologna 84-68. Levallois over Slacks Warclaw 74-59. Valencia over Budapest 103-76. Updating the basketball in the 12th minute, Portland Trailblazers, Minnesota Timberwolves tied at 107. In Swedish hockey, Luleå over Oskarshamn 4-1. And in the NHL, let's give you another update. Nashville Predators beat the Seattle Kraken 4-2. And we're going into overtime between the Oilers and Canucks. They're tied at 2. Czech Republic action, Pleasant over Czech Budovic 4-1. Mlada Boleslav over Ziln 7-2. Sparta Prague over Litvinov 3-1. And in Finland, it was Jukurit over Vasan Sport 1-0. There you go. And finally, in cricket, in the one-day international, Afghanistan won by 75 runs over Netherlands. No comment. Okay, kiddies, that is going to wrap things up for us. If we had time, we could have gone to some Alien Alamo, but unfortunately, we had too many sports to actually bring you part 2. But I do promise you we will sometime this week if there's a slowness in the sports universe. But for right now, that is going to be it for us. It is time for us to say our goodnights, farewells, and plug once again. Sweet Lude, hashtag Sweet Lude Cooperstown. And people, put it on the boards. I want to see Sweet Lude Cooperstown as a hashtag. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time with more fun, more excitement, more voices, and more insanity. Our sporty balls are tough, firm, large, and in charge. And you'll find out more on that tomorrow. Till we meet again, for Harry Von Stuttgart, our announcer, and everybody here who's a part of Sports Final, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios here in Jackson, saying good night, have a great evening on the West Coast, have a good morning, early morning on the East Coast, and for all of us here in the Midwest and Central time zones, we're just going to have a good one. There's been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We'll talk to you all tomorrow night, 11:35 Eastern. Good night, everybody. Have a great one.